The Triple Crown is up to you, New York. American Pharaoh, 2 minutes from history, and we are there.
American Pharaoh is finally the one! American Pharaoh has won the Triple Crown!
And there it is, American Pharaoh, your 12th Triple Crown winner in history. And he does it in the second fastest Triple Crown clinching time, 2 seconds behind the great Secretariat. Bob Baffert, of course, the trainer, Victor Espinoza, the jockey. And among that throng of people, trackside at Belmont Park, was our sports director, Marissa Jacks. She witnessed history, and MJ standing by at Belmont right now. Marissa, what was it like to witness something we've been waiting 37 years for?
Seth, it was amazing, and it's really difficult to describe. It was unbelievable. 90,000 people here on their feet, screaming and cheering.
He's back, and maybe even better than ever. American Pharaoh, impressive in the Haskell. Sports director Marissa Jacks is there. Sports director Marissa Jacks, she was at Belmont to see the Triple Crown, and now she's at Monmouth Park with more on the latest impressive win by American Pharaoh.
Crazy. This is crazy. What do you think about that horse? The horse is ridiculous.
American Pharaoh's trainer. Now the question becomes, when and where will American Pharaoh run next? The Connections have so much respect for Saratoga, but they say no decisions just yet.
If he comes out of his race well, all options are open. Saratoga is a special place, and we would be honored and privileged. It's all going to depend how he's going to perform.
We have to get him home and see how he bounces out of this. So it's really, there's a lot of options out there.
Only one other Triple Crown winner in history has come to Saratoga and won the Travers, and that horse was Whirlaway. Reporting from Monmouth Park, Marissa Jacks, Time Warner Cable News.
All right, breaking news this hour for racing fans. American Pharaoh will be coming to race the Travers Stakes at Saratoga Racecourse. Marissa Jacks is in Del Mar, California with the latest. Hi, Marissa.
Thanks, that's right. We're here at Del Mar. American Pharaoh had another amazing workout this morning. I'm joined now by the owners, Ahmed Zayat and Justin Zayat. Ahmed, first things first, everybody wants to know what's next for this horse.
Well, he worked as Pharaoh does. I mean, poetry and emotions, light out, happy horse, full of energy, as easy as you can get, and you kind of start doubting yourself. Is really going that fast? And again, I mean, it sounds like a broken record, but you look at your watch and holy mackerel, I mean, he's full of himself. I mean, what really made Bob wowed is his gallop out, which was significant for us. I mean, you really couldn't pull up the horse, so he's a happy horse. I have promised the fans that if American Pharaoh is happy and healthy, the horse will come first. This is not about ego, this is about the horse, but the sport needs stars. And as long as the stars are happy, healthy, and are maintaining their weight, I promise that we'll keep racing him until we can't, until American Pharaoh tell us he can't. We are on his schedule, and as of this second, Bob, Justin, myself, our families huddled together and we spoke. And Saratoga, here we come.
Are you ready for Saratoga, Justin?
I'm so pumped. I can't wait.
Ahmed, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, we will see you both in Saratoga. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much. That does it for us from here at Del Mar. You heard it here first. This horse is hopefully, as long as everything's okay, we're heading to Saratoga. Reporting from Del Mar, Marissa Jacks, Time Warner Cable News.
Some great news, Marissa. Of course, you're hearing it first. American Pharaoh, the first horse to win the Triple Crown in 37 years, and only the 12th horse to do so, coming to Saratoga on Saturday to run the Travers. As you heard, owner Ahmed Zayat and trainer Bob Baffert breaking the news to our Marissa Jacks from Del Mar, California, just right now. And this came a short time after American Pharaoh breezed this morning from California. They'll have to make their way to Saratoga Springs so they can be part of the Travers draw for the post position. That's Tuesday night. Going to bring in Matt Hunter. Matt, you heard the news. Scream it out loud to the fans at Saratoga. What is their reaction?
I'll tell you, John, I don't think the news has actually circulated around the track yet. I did have a brief conversation with the New York Racing Association's communications director, John Durso, and they are obviously excited and eager to share this news with fans here. Show you just what an attraction this Triple Crown winning horse is. John.
All right, Matt, I'm going to put you on hold just a second. I'm going to bring in Marissa Jacks, who is the only local sports reporter from the Albany area in Del Mar, California right now, breaking the news to us. And Marissa, what was that reaction like? What did the Zayats have to say?
Well, you know what? I have to be honest with you, John. I think they maybe were as excited as we are all. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Saratoga. I'm Marissa Jacks. This is Chris Watson, and the moment we are all waiting for is finally here. American Pharoah has landed at the Albany International Airport, of course, getting set for Saturday's Travers Stakes.
The flight has arrived. We have landed in Albany from California to a stop in Kentucky to pick up some other friends, and up here to Albany International. Our Karen Terarachi is at the airport where Air Horse 1 has touched down. Our Matt Hunter is here at Saratoga, just on the other side of Barn 25, as we bring you all things American Pharoah from touchdown to arrival at Barn 25. It is an exciting day here at the racecourse.
John Durso, tell us about that.
What an exciting moment. What an exciting moment. American Pharoah is here in the Capital Region. Travers Week has officially begun.
It definitely has. So tell me what happens next. You have Pharoah is already on the trailer. You have Smokey the Pony on the trailer with him. Where do they go from here?
We're going to be going up the Northway. We're going to be heading right to the spa.
And the champ has arrived at Saratoga. He will be coming. They will get in place to get the most famous racehorse in the world.
The doors are open, and we're waiting for the arrival of American Pharoah. Smokey the Pony will be exiting the trailer first.
Will come off first.
This is sort of rolling out the red carpet,
This is the horse version of the rolling out the red carpet. That's exactly what we're seeing.
Our Matt Hunter is right there alongside the tractor trailer, and we're going to send it over to him. Matt, what are you seeing from your vantage point right now?
I am seeing a whole lot of cameras and cell phones and flash bulbs all pointed at the van, as at this very moment we are seeing the 12th Triple Crown winner in racing's history step foot here at the spa for the first time in his career. He is now officially making his way around a tree in front of Barn 25, his home for the next couple of days. Smokey the Pony has just followed him off the van, and they are now here officially for their visit to the 146th Travers Stakes. This is the moment we have been talking about since before opening day, really since the Belmont Stakes, when American Pharoah just completely blew out of the water his other competition in that historic race. And now I believe every person in Saratoga who has a media credential to be on this track is here gathered on one side of this barn, all hoping to get a look,
American Pharoah is taking another trip by us one more time, as you hear the cameras snap off the shots of the champ, who looks right down the barrel of every one of them, as if to say, I'm here. It's my time. Glad y'all came to see me.
It's almost as if this horse knows that we're all waiting to see him, waiting to get his best side, although when you look at them, they're both pretty good sides, I've got to be honest. But it's almost as if he knows. Very cool and kind of reminiscent in some ways of Rachel Alexandra when she was here in Saratoga.
Now we're in the right spot. Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And what a great way to end by Jimmy Barnes saying we are in the right place right now.
All right, listen, we never do this. We are highly trained professionals. We take our job seriously. I have to show you this. This happened while the press conference was going on. Ken Dale's going to zoom in. I'll hold it still. Marissa and I guilty of taking a selfie with the Triple Crown champ. Listen, I don't condone this in most instances. I mean, when am I ever going to get to do it again?
Hi everyone, I'm Marissa Jackson. We are live here at the Saratoga Race Course. Thousands of fans have gathered. Everyone is waiting to see the Triple Crown champion himself, American Pharoah. Pharaoh, and I know our Matt Hunter is here as well. Chris Watson is here. He's going to join me in just a minute. But first, let's bring in our Matt Hunter. Lots of excitement. Matt, this is incredible.
Triple Crown winner.
Okay, talk to Marissa right now. Let her know. Go ahead. See, wait, can I dial in? Can I get?
We want to thank you all for coming out this morning to see American Pharaoh. So get set for tomorrow's.
And that was it, folks. Just a quick gallop around the main track here at Saratoga for the Triple Crown champion, American Pharaoh. Tens of thousands, well, I would say 10,000 to 20,000 fans here in the grandstands checking out American Pharaoh, wanting to see that morning gallop. Many of these fans probably don't have tickets to Travers Day. That is already sold out. 50,000 tickets sold. So these folks here just trying to get a glimpse of American Pharaoh. Our Matt Hunter has gotten many glimpses of American Pharaoh over the last couple of days, and we're going to send it over to him. Matt, a lot of excitement around this. But American Pharaoh, just a quick gallop around the main track. And it was interesting to see, as I bring back in our Chris Watson, to me anyways, to see the fact that it was almost like the fans didn't want to cheer because they didn't want to miss anything. There was a reference when this horse came around and he went past the grandstand. It was almost as if Larry Culmus had to encourage some cheering.
It's funny, in the day of camera phones, right? Everybody wants to snap a picture so nobody can clap, but you don't want to disrupt the horse, I think is what they're thinking. Everybody's like, what do? We don't want to throw him off his game, and they love it. That horse eats up the spotlight, and they want him to know how much he's loved. They want to, if you will, they want to give him a big head because he's so special, and folks, once they got their pictures and got their glimpse, it became a little more jovial here, and people really got into it. And it's funny to see how many people are still at this race course well before the racing starts just for this event. This was once in a lifetime.
And it will be interesting to see tomorrow what the crowd's reaction is to this horse as he makes his way to the main track for the 146th running of the Travers Stakes. Because you talk about the reverence here, everybody wanted to be quiet. Not that they were irreverent, but it was not like that at all at the Haskell, I can tell you. As American Pharaoh made his way out of the paddock, through the tunnel, and to the main track at Monmouth Park, it was unbelievable. Now, they're going through a tunnel, so obviously they're inside a little bit, and the fans were probably 10 to 15 deep on the rail just trying to get a shot of him, and they were screaming. They were loud. And Bob Baffert and Victor Espinoza both said afterward, we were a little bit nervous about how American Pharaoh was going to handle that, how he was going to react, because it was loud at the Belmont Stakes, but it was loud after he won the Triple Crown. It was loud at the other races after he had won. But to be that loud before a race, there were some concerns, and they both said, we think he liked it. He kind of handled it like a rock star.
I think he's getting used to everything that comes with it. I really do. I think this horse is so special, and he knows the significance maybe of what's around him as he rolls by, and another Travers horse takes his trip around this race course. I think it's pretty interesting to see how he handles everything. And race day will be interesting because, you know, it's a funny thing for the 9 other trainers in this race, right? You're here to win this race. but you know down deep, everybody here doesn't want to see that, and that's a hard spot to be in.
And as we take another look at American Pharoah's gallop just minutes ago, this is a good time to talk about, we've talked about the horse. He has a personality, and the personality is actually a very good one. He's a nice horse. He's a gentle horse. Most very good race horses aren't that nice. We've talked about it. They'll nip at you, and if you get too close, they're going to bite you. Not American Pharoah.
American Pharoah has won the Triple Crown!
This is all for you!
American Pharoah won by 3. He could have won by 20.
I'm looking at this horse like, where did he come from?
Travers is an incredible day. This is an incredible horse.
Saratoga, here we come.
American Pharoah is coming to the Travers.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Travers, the tradition presented by Goldstein Auto. We're here at the historic Saratoga race course. I'm Marissa Jacks. He is Chris Watson. And over the next 30 minutes, we're going to get you set for the 146th running of the Travers Stakes.
And in the 145 years prior, interest was always high in the Midsummer Derby, but this year the world will be watching, all because one horse, stabled right behind us in barn 25, is here, the Triple Crown champ, American Pharoah.
Pharoah has become a household name, taking his connections, trainer Bob Baffert, jockey Victor Espinoza, and the owners, the Zayat family, to the pinnacle of the sport.
And it's appropriate that Pharoah is back here in Saratoga because his story now comes full circle with a return to the spa.
American Pharoah's career really began here in 2013 at the Saratoga yearling sale when the son of Pioneer of the Nile hit the auction block. Bred by Zayat Stables, Ahmed Zayat gave clear instructions not to let the horse go for less than $1 million. Bidding never came close to that, and he was bought back by the Zayats for $300,000. Pharoah lost his first race as a 2-year-old, but hasn't lost since. The biggest, the Kentucky Derby.
American Pharoah and Victor Espinoza have won the Kentucky Derby!
The Preakness.
And American Pharoah and Victor Espinoza have won the Preakness over Taylor.
And the Belmont Stakes.
American Pharoah has won the Triple Crown!
We felt like we had him as ready as we could. I just told Victor, he's ready, ride him with confidence, and he did. He's always been special, and I'm just glad he got to prove it in front of all New York fans.
Better than I thought. I always knew he had it in him. You know, you knew history was up against us. It's not about the Zayat family, it's not about, it's about the horse racing industry. I'm happy the drought ended. He's unbelievable.
To know that the American Pharoah and I, and also Bob Baffert, that we make history and we got it done after so many years. And it's just one thing that I can't even explain it, that, you know, I was the lucky one.
America had fallen in love with American Pharoah because he was a champion and a true gentleman.
He's such a kind animal. He loves people. He loves people to come up and give him carrots, pet him. He's very jealous when you put another horse next to him. And so he's become like a big pet. And so it's very rare, a horse of his caliber. And disposition is just incredible for a horse like that.
American Pharoah could have easily been retired to stud after that, but the Zayats had decided he'd finish the year for the sport and its fans. The next race was an easy choice, the Haskell in the Zayats' home state of New Jersey, and at a place Bob Baffert has had so much success, Monmouth Park. 60,000 fans came to watch American Pharoah dominate the field and Baffert win his 8th Haskell.
I watched, like, as a fan too. I'm looking at this horse like, where did he come from? You know, like, I mean, yeah, I've had some really nice horses, but this horse, what he does is just incredible. He just makes me emotional because he's a gift from God or something. I'm telling you.
Then the question of what was next. Naira and Saratoga fans put on the full court press, but it seemed unlikely that the Triple Crown champion would actually come to the Travers. As it got closer, the owners seemed like they wanted to come to the spa, but they needed to see something that said Pharaoh was ready. They saw it on Sunday morning at his workout at Del Mar.
I had to be wowed by his work, and he was just like the Pharaoh that we know.
He keeps wowing us, so why do we need to keep him at the barn? He loves racing, he loves competing, he loves running, and the fans love it, and we love it, and we're blessed.
About an hour after that breeze, the Ziots and Bafferts got together to make the announcement we were all waiting to hear. American Pharaoh was heading to Saratoga.
The sport needs stars, and as long as the stars are happy, healthy, and are maintaining their weight, I promise that we'll keep racing him until American Pharaoh tell us he can.
Pharaoh sent a buzz through the capital region, and just 3 days later, aboard Air Horse 1, touchdown in Albany, and arrived at his new home, Barn 25 at Saratoga.
He adjusts. He's probably adjusted right now. You could lead him over and run him. He likes a deeper type track. This track should be fine. He likes the eastern tracks.
On Thursday, Pharaoh jogged. Then Friday, thousands of fans packed the track to see the Triple Crown champion with their own eyes, and he galloped past a waiting sea in the grandstand and on the rail as well. All of that brings us to this, the 146th Travers Stakes.
I go in there like, hey, I'm ready. You know, whatever they throw at him, you never know. And in Saratoga, you get some funny, wacky results up there, but we're prepared.
Hello and good morning. Welcome to the historic Saratoga Race Course. I'm Karen Terracci here with you all morning long for the 146th Travers Stakes. We've all been looking forward to this day. It's August 29th. All meet long, we've been talking about American Pharaoh and how much we can't wait to see if he's even going to run in the Travers Stakes. And then, of course, we found out earlier this week he was, in fact, coming to Saratoga. And ever since then, it's been nonstop hashtag PharoahToga madness. And
here at the Saratoga Racecourse. Throughout the day here on Time Warner Cable News, we're going to bring you complete coverage of this race, both leading up to post time and after. A full reaction of the outcome here. A historic race set up for us today. There's a big reason for that. There's a horse here that you might have heard a little bit of. Claimed Triple Crown winner, going to strut his stuff in front of everybody here at the race course. And for more on that, I want to bring in, as part of our team coverage, Matt Hunter, who has been with American Pharaoh all week long since he got here on Wednesday. He is standing by at the Terra Nova stable, Barn 25, where he saw American Pharaoh do his thing this morning. And Matt, what's the latest at stable 25?
Well, it is very quiet right now, about 200 feet or so over my right shoulder. It's hard to see, but if you look down Barn 25, the weekend home of American Pharaoh, the 12th Triple Crown winner, he's just in his stall, kind of lounging, resting, gearing up for race time. Earlier today, bright and early, they had him out walking through Shed Row, just allowing him to sort of get up, get awake, get accustomed to him, get his legs underneath him, and get his blood flowing, and then it was time for a bath. And not long after that, no surprise, anywhere the Pharaoh goes, so too do the fans. There was a large gathering on the other end of Barn 25 here, and the Hall of Fame trainer Bob Baffert, who now has 12 Triple Crown victories to his credit. We should say races in the Triple Crown series. He's only won the one Triple Crown with American Pharaoh, but there were fans surrounding him, asking for autographs, taking pictures, all wanting to get close to not just this horse, but also this man who has also captivated so many of these fans. And as the Pharaoh Tour continues and we get closer and closer to today's post time at 5:46 p.m., Baffert says all systems are go.
Later on in the day, I'll probably start getting a little nervous, and you really don't want to. Right now, it's like you just don't want to disappoint the fans, so you want your horse to run well. So everything looks like he should run well. So we feel pretty good about it.
Solomon, American Pharaoh will stay here at Barn 25 until roughly an hour or so before the race, where he and all of the other Travers horses, 10 in total, will end up at the assembly barn. And after some time there, they will make their way to the paddock. And then at about 10 minutes before post, they will be on the track And then comes the big moment we've all been waiting for. So.
Yeah, Matt, we can't wait for that. Now, obviously, you can probably tell you've been on the grounds this morning. I am here on the paddock area. A lot of excitement building. You can tell that this feels a little bit different than any other Travers Stakes. But it sounds like from what you're saying, it's business as usual over at Stable 25.
Well, I remember a couple of months ago during our Explore New York coverage, and we did a story about the history of Saratoga Racecourse, and one of our interviews told me he believes that year after year, Travers Day is arguably the biggest event of the year in the entire capital region, and there really is no denying that this year's Travers, because of this big horse we've been talking about all morning, all week really, American Pharoah, that this is special. There's really nothing quite like it we've ever seen. Obviously, yesterday, we had 15,000 people bright and early at Saratoga Racecourse just to watch a public workout. At almost any other track in the country, that would be considered a massive crowd for a day of racing, and that was just a gallop, not even a timed breeze. So really the following of this horse and just his connections in general has been really astounding, and it's exciting to be a part of from both a fan and media perspective. So.
Absolutely, Matt. We're all excited here too, and you can see a lot of teal and yellow in the crowd today. Our Matt Hunter going to be with American Pharoah all day long, providing us updates. Matt, thanks for that first one. And now we want to tell you how we got here to Saturday. It's been a busy week for American Pharoah. Right around 5:46 this evening, and also because American Pharoah is going to be strutting his stuff here. We're going to have much more on the race coming up throughout the day here. And right now we want to send it over to Marissa Jacks, our sports director, part of our team coverage here, who has the very latest on everything we can expect here from a competitive standpoint. Hi, Marissa.
Hey, Solomon, how are you? Yeah, this could be a competitive race. We're going to have to wait and see, but if American Pharoah is at his best, he should dominate this field. This horse is that good, and fans here in Saratoga had the opportunity to watch him on the main track yesterday morning gallop around. It was an amazing sight to see. 15,000 fans here to watch this horse basically just practice. He wasn't even breezing. It wasn't like he was on a full-on sprint. He was just out there galloping along, but the fans absolutely loved it. Cell phones and cameras were up. Everybody wanted a shot of the champion himself. He is beyond special. The Triple Crown winner has just continued to get better and better, and he's still keeping his weight and gaining his weight in between races. This horse is phenomenal. We caught up with Richard Migliore, the Mig, the jockey. He won so many big races here in New York and at Saratoga, and he says, yeah, this horse definitely is the one to beat.
But the fact that he is just so intelligent, he's easy for a rider to ride, he's got natural speed, but he's tractable. Whatever Victor Espinoza wants to do, he does. So it's basically like driving a car, and you can see just how cool a customer he is. Nothing ruffles this horse.
And you talk about him being a cool customer. I think maybe we saw that more than any place at the Haskell.
And welcome back once again to Time Warner Cable News' coverage of the 146th running of the Travers Stakes. I'm Solomon Syed, joined here by Matt Hunter. And Matt, the Graveyard of Champions earning its moniker once again.
This was not the race. I mean, you talked about the history. We knew that these upset moments have happened here at the spa so many times in the past, but I think.
Okay, and we are just getting word that the Zayat family, the owners of American Pharoah, speaking to the media right now. Let's take you there now, live.
I looked at Joanne, and this is the only word I told my family going down the escalator. It's the first time they heard from me. I said, my gut feeling said, time to go out on a high note. I haven't spoke to Bob. I don't know how Bob feels, but Bob, I trust, like, not just a trainer, as somebody who I really care, because I know.
Here all day with me, Solomon Syed, proud to bring you our coverage of the 146th running of the Travers Stakes. As Billy Joel's New York State of Mind plays over the loudspeakers, the Graveyard of Champions claims another victim. American Pharoah upset by Keen Ice. We thank you for joining us here on Time Warner Cable News.